Hi everyone, my name is Sunny and today's video will be about what do they think about your style. So I have 4 piles you guys can choose from left to right, pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you need more time, you know the drill. Pause the video and then select the pile or piles of your choice when you are ready. So I will go ahead and start with the first pile. So for pile number 1, you guys have the 6 of Wands upright. So what do they think about your style, pile number 1? Whoever you're channeling and thinking about in your mind is how you possibly like to be complimented, and that's from their perspective. That's not necessarily like you're gonna be like, oh, that's not what I really am. Like, it's how they view stuff. So from the outside, you look like you're someone that likes to be complimented or put up in a pedestal. It's like, wow, look at this person, like their unique style is like, whoa. Like, it's not necessarily someone that's a trendsetter. It just feels like whatever you're wearing, you want it to look good. You want to be complimented. You want, like, you give face. You could possibly even take a certain pose like in your pictures and you kind of stick to that pose because you know that's like your best angle. You're not someone that's like gonna try to experiment all the time with like what could work for them. It's just, if you found out what works for you, you're gonna stick to it. You're not gonna try to actually go in a different route and not know what you're not gonna expect, right? Because sometimes if something works for you, you just are familiar with it and that's comfortable for you. It's just the way you are, right? Excuse my throat. I should take a sip of water. Why am I? Moving on, I do think that they see you as someone that's maybe popular, and that's why they see you as someone that's pretty. I do think overall your style is more focused on the fact that if you have a pretty physique, right, you're gonna try to style yourself around that, and not some, like, you're gonna wear the clothes are not gonna wear you. So I do think maybe they're generally safer options. You're not someone that's gonna be super eccentric. I think maybe neutral colors or just neutral things that are light. Maybe you just like browns, or maybe you don't have to wear browns, but maybe you just like wearing simple things. It's just, it feels like your style is effortless but still like calling, like people, like eye-catching. There you go. So it's eye-catching and people find that interesting, but it's interesting that it's like, oh, if I wear that, it doesn't look good, or if I wear that, it doesn't look the same. They know that it looks interesting because they want to keep staring. So that's what they think about you, more or less, where it gravitates attention and compliments, but it's safe. It's like the nice girl or the nice boy next door. Or if you're going to an event, you're dressing up really cute and stuff. Like, it feels like you're not that you can't be sexy, but it feels like more that it's safe. It's like a safe likability here, but it's like still, it's mainstream. So there's something about here that feels like more mainstream and more used and common. Your style's maybe common, but it's still very complimentary to your physique. So thank you, pile number 1. Next, pile number 2, you guys have the 4 of Cups upright. So what do they think about your style with this card? I'm sorry. They think of you as someone who, I think because you are a beauty in your own right. It doesn't mean it's unique. It just means that you are beautiful according to your own standards of your vicinity. So it's not like worldly, but likable. But they do see you as someone that possibly gets a lot of love confessions, or people have crushes on you, or people just think of you as someone who's very attractive. That's why you're overall likable towards possibly both sexes. It's not specifically just one. So I do think that they see you as someone who you could wear anything and it still would look good on you. It's a little slightly different from the previous one, where I feel that one's a little bit more tame, even though it's like they were riding a horse and stuff. That would I shouldn't have said the description. Sorry if we didn't pick power, whatever. They got I'm just gonna say it, they got the six of wands. So it's more so that you're indifferent. There's an indifference to you. It's like maybe because you have a RBF face, for example, and it's still like anything could look good on you, or maybe your indifference of like it doesn't matter what I wear. Like you could just know that you look decent, or you look good, or look nice, and they know that maybe that there's heartbreaking I can't say it, heartbreaking tendencies, and they pick that up, and that's how it comes across. But your style is very much defined by how your emotions are felt, and maybe there's days where you feel you're more moodier, and then there's days where you feel more like outgoing, so you could be a little bit more sporty, or maybe there's days where you feel more like feminine and you want to wear dresses, or you want to wear crop tops, or there's something about you that how secure you feel in your emotions is how you're gonna feel that and like express yourself. So maybe that's why you caught their attention, or what is eye catching about you when it comes to your style, about how you dress yourself, is that you're someone that's very very telling about how they feel, and maybe you wear very unique pants, maybe you wear very unique shoes, but there's something that's like a color statement. I do think that maybe you could be neutral colors and then you have a statement piece that stands out, and maybe it's something that's very bright and colorful, and they just know that it's something that they want to ask you about your style, like what made you choose that. So it's one of those things that you know that depending on how you feel for the day is how it's gonna affect you, how you dress yourself, and people just kind of pick that up naturally because it's like very intuitively. You could also be very creative about how you dress yourself, but it's just very intuitive. There's an intuitive feeling of how you go about things, and how they also pick up that from the other side. So thank you, pile number 2. Pile number 3. You guys have the world reversed, and I'm just gonna hide that because it's obviously, a nude image. So with the world reversed, you guys and your style, how they see you, is someone who has no issues experimenting. And I think I just saw a mosquito. They see you as someone who doesn't mind experimenting and trying out different things. Maybe you get a little bit from other cultures. Maybe you try, wearing like, I think it's like saris, right? I could be saying that wrong, and I'm sorry. Saris, or maybe you just like wearing turbans, or maybe you just like certain prints, or like styles, like you like certain prints from African cultures, not specifically Africa, because like there's so many countries in there, but maybe you just like certain prints because they're specifically like I can't say it, eye-catching to you because it's different, it's exotic to you. Or maybe you just like wearing bracelets, like a bunch of bracelets, or it could be one of those things where you get something from another culture, and you make it your own piece. Not necessarily everything, but just one or two things possibly. Or you just don't look like your own culture, even at that. You could be someone that looks very ambiguous, so you can kind of pass for anything, and some people have that as a physical appearance. I also think you could be someone that's very much of an exhibitionist, possibly too. So anything that's like minimal, or anything that's form-fitted, or someone that has no objections to being seen nude in beaches or something, it just feels like that's your style. You're someone that's willing to try different things to feel like they're immersing themselves in different cultures, and people pick that up. People might also feel like intrigued in that way, where it's like this person has no hesitations about trying stuff that's out of their comfort zone, and I think you like that. You like surprising people. So it could be sorry, that's my phone, ignore that. So it could be one of those things where you are just genuinely curious, genuinely interested in trying so many different styles and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of neat. I also think that your hair could also be something that, even though you can't see it in this image, I'm very aware that the world card is a female, so maybe you like dressing yourself with like strong feminine energy, and also letting your hair grow. It's just a statement piece for yourself. You accessorize it. It's just one of those things that people kind of just know you by. Or you could be someone that accessorizes their neck, because I know there's like a scarf around that, I remember. not necessarily around the neck, but you know, around the body. So just very flowy, very in character. So it's very you, very expressive, very freeing. So that's what I have for you, pile number 3. Thank you for watching. And pile number 4. You guys have the 4 of Swords upright. So how is your style seen by others, basically from the outside and not so much from your perspective? It's someone that's more lax, someone that's more dressed for comfort, and not necessarily that you let yourself go. That's not it. It's just someone that likes to be like in comfort clothes. Like I think maybe like PJs, for example, that can be comfortable for people, or loungewear too. Maybe some satin clothing, or maybe just softer fabrics that are breathable. Maybe some mesh. Well, mesh isn't that breathable, but it's mesh. It's, you know, see-through. Maybe some chiffon, or like cotton, flannel maybe. But it just feels like it's comfortable for you to have movement in it, and not flowy. It's not flowy. It's very different. It's more so that you like to dress that's you like maybe stretchy clothing too. That's comfortable, that you can have movement in it, and it's just not something like you could fall asleep into it and you'd be fine. It's not something that's like, I'm like moving and tossing and turning. It's waking me up because it's too fitted, or like it's cutting like circulation. Like no, it's comfortable, but it's like you can sleep in it, and you can also go out in it, and people wouldn't bat an eye and be like, oh, this looks bad. You know, it's one of those things where sorry about my phone. It's one of those things where you know you're very capable of assimilating. You're flexible, even though it's a 4 swords and it's relaxed and you're supposed to be down on your downtime and stuff. It feels like it's more like at peace, you know. Or maybe you're prepared. It could also be that you're someone you like dressing for comfort, but comfort enough where you know that you can get up off your sleep and you can go to work, like scrubs, right? You could be like working in a medical profession. Excuse my throat. You could be working in a medical profession, and you could still like go to sleep in it. Although most people would try to take a shower, because obviously scrubs are meant to be, you know, getting dirty and stuff with stuff. So it could be like that, where it's like, you know, that you can go in sleep mode and then wake up and be in work mode and then go do errands, and people wouldn't really look at you. It's like, oh, they could just blend in with the crowd, with the format, right? So it could be like that. It's something that you like to rest in. I think you enjoy that, like not putting that much effort into thinking about what am I gonna wear next. You know, like I like to be prepped, but I also like to not think too much into it. Maybe you like just having uniforms. That could be it too. But it just feels like you like to dress with a purpose, right? The purpose of relaxation, and the purpose of doing stuff, like going about your day. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in a different video. So have a great day, and bye-bye.